So I'm going to start off with the blues, but if the blues don't work, I might go down to the red. So this is where. So normally, like I said, where I'd be doing my hands.
You put a ball.
But feel free to give feedback. Well, see, if I just did this with my fingers,
Yeah,
to feel the difference.
You don't cover as much area.
So. And I can go sideways. So right now I have the right hand is probably like C4 or 5, and the upper one's like 2 or 3. So it's more of a diagonal.
Oh, I can really feel that. Is that the ball doing it? Wow. The ball is right on my spine.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel that. Feels great.
What I'm doing is alternating as I'm rotating, where the ball's going down on the right, and then down on the left and up on the right.
Wow. I don't even know that you have those there. I cannot feel them.
One of my clients, I should say, is doing a therapy called ABR, and so they do this. And all they're about is compression points with this ball to increase muscle strength. So she's trying to show it to me, and I was like, oh, give me those things.
I got a new plan for them.
There you go. See, I don't think I could get the neck muscle extension like I could. So if this was just my hand, see if I came here, feel the difference in the neck?
Not as high.
But with the balls.
That's phenomenal. How could that make that much difference?
Well,
But it does.
I think the way I can get my fingers underneath the neck cavity as well as the head in regards to where my fingers are. So now I'm going to go back into the skull. Let me know if it's too much pressure, because this is all new stuff that I'm playing with.
No, I'm not feeling pressure.
So what I'm doing at the back, there we go. Wow, look at that right neck just release.
I missed that.
No, but feel,
Oh, wait a minute. I'm tingling here.
right, feel how long that neck is though now?
Oh. Tingling down the arms.
What I'm doing is I have one ball a little bit lower, like to the base of the ear, the other one's in the middle, and I'm, again, just like if a plane was going,
Are you
again, that
torquing?
banking, of course I'm always torquing.
No, no.
I'm banking left, but see how I torque the head?
Yes.
So I'm elongating through the back. but for whatever reasons, it changes the neck muscles using these balls like I can't get with my hands.
That is phenomenal.
So I'll do the other side, so see the difference? See
Yeah, it's tighter.
There you go.
I guess I can feel your fingers are much wider because there's a ball width, huh?
But now look at
Wow.
so right there's a spot. So I'd like to do this with the different thicknesses. Right now I'm starting with the hardest
Okay.
to see too if your feedback, if you prefer a mushier.
The purples are the hardest?
Yeah, I think they're the hardest. What's neat too is I can also lean your head kind of on them and work this way.
Now these are softer.
Mm-hmm. What's neat with the softer ones with that then, I can go more, leave your head here on them. That's it. And there you go. See how I can shift the head?
Gives you a pivot point.
Right.
But I cannot tell you have a ball there.
Oh, no, no, no. These things are pretty cool. The way that they're manufactured, the
Mhm.
silicone in them. Because I think these balls, in a sense, change shape, so they react to movement better. If I just had a standard ball, you would have a head on a ball, even though you're calling these a ball.
Mhm.
So see, now I can shift this way. Look how cool that is. Now I could do this with just my hands, but then I would have the weight of your head.
Right, you're just moving my head on the ball.
Right. Like bearings.
I can feel the ball grabbing a little hair
Oh,
as we twist.
does that hurt?
No,
Oh.
I can just tell it's
Okay.
pivoting on something. That's my feedback here.
Well, I just didn't want to, you know. But see how I can bend the spine?
Yeah.
Same thing here, where I can just pivot off the ball. What's nice is you have a pillow, but I can get so much under the detail of the head where if you were actually on a surface, I couldn't have my hand underneath here to do the detail. If I did, I'd be holding your head and then I wouldn't have the fine motor skills that I would like. So I can get all into underneath the skull here. Your head's kind of just floating up.
tell those muscles are all relaxed because everything's moving.
Well, see, if I was just holding your head, see how I have to hold your head and try and move, but with I can work on that fine rotation of the head that I like to work on. So I'm just basically going up the back of the head around the other ball as a pivot point. Oops, sorry. See how quick that's becoming though? Your head's just going, woo. So now I'm going to put the pivot point up here. So I can work on underneath the jaw from the back. So now here I'm taking your jaw and pressing like into the balls. Is that comfortable?
Hmm. I just feel my head go back. I don't know, I'm on a ball.
Well, feel the difference. What do you think? If you're just here, obviously there's a different trajectory point because you're flat on a surface, but see the difference?
No, nothing's happening.
So I can't work on the muscles, especially through the esophagus.
You weren't getting movement, right?
Right.
Oh, a ball is, what an invention. Who knew?
I can work on this side profile of the neck.
Okay, we're starting a new team. Down to my fingertips and down to the toes. Does that mean the side ones needed work?
Well, I've never been able to do a head lift like that. See down here? Feel the difference?
Yes, I do.
See what I like about the balls, if you're feeling it, or maybe you're not, but you usually do. See, when I put the balls back, there's more of a transfer of weight from the head going down in to the transfer. See the spine can sway more,
Oh, yes.
like through the
I
chest.
can feel that.
But this would really help me, especially with someone that's either got scoliosis or stroke, you know.
Oh, big difference.
See how I can float your... So now...
Oh, yeah, that feels really good. Kimberly.
But again, if I didn't have them there, just difference in friction, see?
Yeah, you don't get no movement up here.
So excuse me for going in and out with my balls here, but
No.
I need to do this kind of comparison for myself.
Wow. That is phenomenal. Now the head's rolling right along with it.
Right.
Yep. I'm going to tell you how good that feels. Whatever's loosening up.
But to the other side.
They do, they're hanging right in there. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I've ever experienced that one. That is great. I don't think those muscles have moved in a long time. Not the way,
That's it.
not the way you're moving them. Phew.
But yeah, I would think I would have to come back and fix them or keep them in place some.
They just stay there.
Yeah.
That's the frictional part of the silicone.
Oh, okay. See the kink underneath the shoulder blade, but so now I'm gonna
I do?
just. It will feel right here, on, just at the base of the shoulder blade on the right side. So I'm just gonna come up C1, C2, pull, lift, roll. That's it. That's much better. Whoops, lost it all.
Do these come in different sizes?
I wish.
We could use a bigger one, smaller one.
So you feel the difference now from this
Yeah,
side?
that's tight. This one, oh yeah, that's loose.
Ah, there we go. Oh, look. Ah,
Wow. Huh. I don't think I moved like that in a long time.
lost the ball. Take your rest. But even so with this, it's- but see, we're only like 25 minutes into it. No, we started maybe 20 minutes. I couldn't get, I mean, you come to me a lot, but I couldn't get someone's head to do all this. And
That short of time.
yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm good, but
I know.
these
I
are
know you. I know you're better.
different. So see, if you see these are really like jello. They don't
Oh,
hold their shape.
they don't. They come back later. Huh?
Yeah.
Wow. That is amazing. Am I on one?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel it. I mean, I know I'm rolly. If you didn't tell me, I wouldn't know. And with your hands on my head and you're moving my head, I wouldn't know I'm on a ball. And it's lessening your workload as far as holding.
Well, not only that, but it's just increasing the counter rotation, which is right
Yeah.
there.
How flexible is that cartilage in my nose? Does it flex when you're doing it?
It does, but see what I can do is almost hang you like a Christmas tree ornament and work, whereas with just without this, again, I noticed to change the trajectory, I could just put a pillow to but see the difference? See, I can't hang you. It's still flexible,
But
it just,
I have more head on the ground, not pivoting.
but I can really work with all these different parts too on that pivot through the temple or through the nasal cavities, whichever I was working on. Whereas again, something like this, I'd have to be holding your head and then working with just the temple, but I couldn't do temple, ears. It's like I have an extra pair of hands, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really easy for you to rock over. You couldn't do that on the head on the pillow.
Well, I do this lesson and it's quite nice, but again, for me to work on this connection that I'm actually tugging through the ear canals, I would have to do work the whole ear first. But the fact that you're floating.
Yeah, I am.
Now, let's see this. I've got you on the yellow balls, and now I've got the red balls on your neck.
I'm tingling. I am. Phew, jeez. That's because you're getting more surface touching area with the ball.
But again, it's like I have a set of hands holding the head and then a set of hands working on your neck. I'm almost up to Lord Shiva. Ooh, that being said, I wonder. Okay, shoulders up, John. Just connect it. Now, is that uncomfortable?
Nope.
Go a stick of the blue. And now, does this feel different?
Yeah,
Having the
Right.
shoulders.
it does. And I'm not tingling. Not.
But I mean, does it feel good, or do you
No,
prefer?
it feels wonderful.
No. See, and then I come down and go back down on the balls. So if I take these out, does it make a difference?
Yep.
Yeah, it does. I can feel it. You're heavier.
Mm-hmm. So how does that lighten things up?
I just think it just changes the friction surface and maybe again where the shoulder blades, the girls are going.
Hmm.
But this, they should really roll now.
Oh, yeah. Boy, that tingles all over. You're getting more distance in your movement?
Well, the movement's more functional as well. See how you can
Oh,
just,
boy.
there's no table friction.
Oh, boy. That is, the right side is getting the best job. Gee. That's not bad either.
But see, now I can go down into the...
That feels wonderful.
So all I'm doing is torquing the shoulders back into the balls and then
Uh-huh.
up through C7 to work on that extension of the chest cavity.
Hmm.
But see, I couldn't torque and rotate the shoulder girdle ever like this before.
Boy, I think you got more distance in what you can do.
Well, again, it's like I have a set of hands here and a set of hands here, and now I'm,
Everybody's working.
yeah.
So it's like this neck muscles have never been stretched that far before, and it feels wonderful. It feels like you get out of bed and you're stiff and you stretch. It feels good. This is one better. That moves effortlessly.
I know, because right now the head is below the neck, and then it tilts up, and it's like with no effort. Normally that's just not a move that can be done. You want the head above the neck. See how nice that is?
Uh-huh. So it has shortened your time of getting to this point?
I don't think it's shortened. I think it's just completely different.
Yes, I do too.
If I take out the balls, since there's no pivot point, it's just, I mean, I'm there and the movement's there, but
It could be better with a ball.
but again, the fact that I don't have to worry about your actual weight and I can do the fine motor skills
Right.
like this, and the synchronization's still there, that's what I'm playing with. Because especially too for higher end performers that need the kind of head movements that most people don't acquire just to have basic lives. Or I shouldn't say basic lives, but basic movement patterns that they need. You don't need the same head movements to handle your remote control as you do to do a layup and a slam dunk or golf. But even that, so again, I'm gonna take these guys out.
I didn't even know they were there anymore.
I know, right? But see the difference already
Yeah.
of just having the shoulders?
Less movement.
Yeah.
That is amazing how they're up.
Well, I don't think that they're up. I think that they're, again, they just,
They're rocking. They roll.
so just look like what you're doing. Whee.
I can't do that laying flat. And look at there, I'm torquing
Yeah.
in order to do that.
Mhm.
I can't just, I got a twist.
Yeah. think this is what I'm starting to introduce, how you can just sit there and feel your head move in space. So by using these balls in particular, I really think these balls are different than anything that's even half inflated, overinflated, because that would be,
Yeah,
there's something about these
but silicone does movement too.
yeah. But
And that's why it doesn't slip the head off of it.
But see, when you're on these balls, when I move your head to the right, then you're automatically counter-rotating against this surface here. When I move your head to the right just on a hard surface, or even just this, it's a soft surface, the counter-rotation is not as prevalent in the conversation of movement. So same thing here, if I suddenly go up, and
You
come
get to
back
feel
down.
the benefit of it.
Well, so do you, that's the whole.
Yes, I do.
You don't know where the table ends and coming back down.
No, I don't feel coming down on a ball.
Yeah, but you also don't feel if I came down on the table and back up again. Now again, I know that your neck is a little bit lower because I don't have the balls there for the surface, but see how it's still more of a coming away from the surface, whereas this is rolling away from the surface. So it just gives you a different movement opportunity.
I float better.
Now, if I did this to you 3 or 4 days straight, you'd really change your movement patterns, because now you're actually back to where you're floating on the surface versus lying on the surface. It's just a different aspect of reality. But technically, if you're made up of a billion atoms, and so is this table, you're really just floating on the surface.
How about 500 of these balls and you lay down on them?
No, I mean, yeah,
What would that do for you?
it'd be pretty cool.
You know those kid things, they jump into
Yeah,
that.
the ball pit.
Yeah. But with these guys,
These guys, you need to make it more like memory foam, but I don't like memory foam because it really.
I don't either.
It keeps you in a position. You can't roll like this, but
Right.
can you imagine if this was a.
are the balls still in there?
Mhm.
I can't feel them. But I can feel that.
Yeah, but again, if these were out, yeah, you can't feel them. It's just the difference. Now, there we go. See, now you're starting to learn how to float without them. So, I am correct that way. See, now, since your brain now doesn't know the difference.
It doesn't.
See, now if I put them underneath,
I don't feel them anymore.
yeah. So now your brain's assimilating to just floating on the surface versus being lying down on the surface.